There is no greater joy than siblings. And I ought to know because I am the youngest of 6. And my oldest sister, Jenny, she was perfect. Room, always clean. Hair, always done in the true 80s fashion. Smart, valedictorian of her high school. She listened to the coolest music, everything from Manic Monday to Les Mis Rob. And she ruled our family, parents included, with an iron fist. Now, not an iron fist of tyranny. You followed Jenny not out of fear, but because she was Jenny. For example, my brother Mike, also super cool, but in a different way than Jenny. He was cool in the I don't do my homework kind of way. We'll get to him. Mike lost his camera, and he was harping on everyone. You took my camera. I know you took my camera. Where's my camera? Give it back. I want it back. He was blaming everybody but himself for the loss of this camera, and finally Jenny had had enough. She turned around, looked him straight in the eye, and said, I took your camera. Okay. He said, okay, Jen, no problem, okay. Jenny did not take his camera. We all knew Jenny did not take his camera, but the message was clear. Let it go. And neither Mike nor us would dare disagree with Jenny. And that was that. Now, let's talk about Mike. My brother Mike was the Tom Cruise of our family. He walked into a room and women swooned. He was super cool. And he was super fun and had a charismatic grin that let him get out of all sorts of trouble. Way too much trouble he got out of. And he put my parents through it. When my parents tried to limit his TV watching, it was always a fight. One time, my mom got between him and the TV, and he literally shoved her out of the way. And the result of that fight was they broke the on-off switch off of our TV. And that made little girls with little fingers very popular, because I was the only one that could reach in and turn the TV on. When my dad found out what my brother had done, he decided he was having none of it, and he went to the garage and spent hours crafting an ingenious little box out of wood where you take the plug, you put it in, you shut the box, and you padlock it. Now there was no way anybody would be watching TV or even turning it on without my mom's permission and the key. My brother Mike took one look at that wooden box, went upstairs to the garage, got a hacksaw, and was watching TV in less than 5 minutes. Now, my mom was a great mom, but she was not afraid to admit when she needed help, so she called a family therapist and made an appointment. And the appointment went something like this. Now, Mike, what is at the root of all of this rebellion? Why do you fight against the rules so much? Well, it's just not fair. All I want to do is drink, and my parents won't let me. Tell me more. He seemed very interested in the idea of adolescent alcohol abuse. Mike said, yeah, I want to drink, and there is never enough milk in the house. And the therapist's body froze at the word milk, except for his jaw, which kind of hung open. And he looked at my parents with a look that said, what on earth are you guys doing here? Milk? And he gave his recommendation. Buy more milk. And things really did get better after that. I mean, Mike was still Mike. There was still friction, but he knew my parents cared about him. He was just still a teenager. A really fun teenager. My favorite game to play with my siblings was a game they didn't even know they were playing. It went something like this. Find your opponent's weak spot. Poke at it until they chase you, and then run as fast as you can up the stairs to your room and lock the door before they catch you. And if you win, you get the thrill of knowing that you are super fast and super loved. And if you lose, you die. Mike was my favorite contestant at this game. And the only one who ever beat me. And he beat me not because I wasn't fast enough, but because he tricked me. I annoyed him, and instead of chasing me, he lured me into the storage room and locked the door. And this was a problem because I had not prepared adequately. I thought that this would be a quick game. And so I had to admit it to him. It was embarrassing, but I finally said it. Mike, let me out. I have to go to the bathroom. Nat, I'm not falling for that. What do you think, I'm stupid? I didn't answer that. No, Mike, really, this time I mean it. I really have to go to the bathroom. No way. He would not be budged. So I had to look for other options, and well, it was the storage room. There were mason jars and toilet paper aplenty. So I got myself a mason jar and put it down on the concrete floor and opened up a roll of toilet paper. Let's just say there is a reason why toilets are bigger than mason jars, and we all know girls can't aim. It was a mess. And when I finally did get let out and my mom found out what happened, oh, she was livid. And Mike had to clean it up. So I guess if we're keeping score, maybe I did win that one. Just kidding, we both lost. Before you feel bad for me, just know I loved every second of it. And I loved using my siblings for my own human experiments, like trying to figure out what from movies was real and what was fake. So one day, Mike was laying on the couch watching TV, and I walked up to him, and I kneed him as hard as I could in the groin, and as he was bent over in the fetal position, looking at me with eyes that seemed to say, "Why, Natalie, why?" I said, "Oh, it really does work," and I walked away.